What's going on, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. It is Sunday night, and we get together each and every week at 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and we draw. That's what we do. That's what we do. And this week, cowabunga, baby. We're going to go back in time to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a commission for Brother Benny. I don't know if Brother Benny is in the house. Let me check the comments. But Jay Scott is in the house. Let's go down the line here so that nobody gets left out. Mr. Fong was first as usual. It's been a while since he claimed that spot, but he is back in the number one slot. And we got Mr. Patrick Daniel returning to hang out with us today. So Patrick Daniel says, ready for some TMNT? That's right, sir. Fong says we are going to rock steady rocking all night long. Hey now, you got my hips moving. Anyway, Jay Scott's in the house. What's up, James? Happy Sunday to everyone. We are gonna do the fast motion pencils because it is a commission, and I didn't want to mess up the commission for Brother Benny. So, without further ado, we're gonna pop in the video, the fast motion video, where about an hour and a half ago, I did the fast motion on said commission of Bebop and Rocksteady, and maybe if you've got a keen eye for video games, you might recognize the inspiration for our cover. So it's kind of like an homage. Brother Benny's in the house. Cowabunga to you, sir. Reverend Saber. Evening to you, Mr. Reverend Saber. And Apprentice, possibly. If he is there, we say hello. But yeah, this is how it all started. If I could even pull up another screen, I was going to read as we go through here. Bebop and Rocksteady, according to Wikipedia, are a fictional duo of mutant warthog and rhinoceros that have made appearances in various media releases of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. The two characters are henchmen who follow the orders of the franchisee's chief antagonist, Shredder, the leader of the Foot Clan. Their names are both derived from genres of music. Bebop is a style of jazz, while Rocksteady is a Jamaican music style, as a precursor to reggae. So let's see how much longer this. Okay, I didn't know how long the video was. I think it was supposed to be 3 minutes, but I don't know. Do you guys recognize what video game cover I used as an inspiration for this homage? Looking familiar to anybody who's hanging out here? I'll give you guys a couple minutes whenever we jump into it. If you guys haven't figured it out by the end of the pencil part, we will educate you guys on who I used as the composition inspiration. Of course. Jay Scott beat you, Fong. Jay Scott quick on the draw. Contra. Indeed. You guys know your stuff. You guys know our 80s and 90s geekdom. I used to try to draw that cover like endlessly. Never could do it. Never could get the right composition. Was not skilled enough. And there we have it, guys. There we have it. And here we have. All right, remove this guy. Add this guy. Kabamski. This is what we're looking at, guys. We got it. There we go. It feels like it moved farther away. I'm not sure what happened there, but we are going to jump right in. Fong was busy typing another comment. Hey, you win some, you lose some, brother Fong. You win some, you lose some, and Jay Scott took advantage of you typing out the other comment. He gotcha. All right, so this was a fun one. This was a fun one to lay down, and like I didn't know exactly where to begin, because all I can see are the more animated versions of them in my head. So I was like, so I looked it up, and I said, are there slightly cooler versions of them available for me to reference? And they have some high quality toys of Bebop and Rocksteady, and that ultimately is what I used as a reference to for the initial picture. So we are going to try to go like a little bit more, I don't want to say more polished or more refined as time allows here. The idea is, I've been doing some colored ones, and I was going to color this one, but there's so many colors. There's so, I mean, they're, what's the word? Toy-rific? Toy something. They're just made to be toys. Like, they're so cool, but hard to, I don't think they would draw them as a cartoon the way that these toys were made. Toy-rific. And so they have much more detailed weapons and just really cool stuff, like musical instruments. Like Bebop here has like a dual necked guitar, which looked pretty awesome. So we're gonna see how legit I can make the sketch cover today, as if it were being drawn by like Jim Lee or David Finch. Did you guys pick up Skin Breakers? If you did not, I'll take a break here in a little bit and flip through. If you guys have not picked up Skin Breakers, there's a reason that Mr. Robert Kirkman is a rich man. He can spin a yarn. The story was very good. I didn't know where it was going, and even when you start figuring out like what the gist of the story is, the way that he lays it out along with David Finch makes it so like you can't wait to turn the page to see if you're right or wrong, and it's just, and I kind of guessed what was going to happen, but the storytelling, the way they kind of just slowly peel away the story through the dialogue and through the storytelling, just masterclass, honestly. I don't know if you guys picked it up there. Fong says Shredder is there too. That's right. So in the Contra cover, the alien is like right in there, and just because the composition was more like horizontal, it felt very empty without that in there. So we'll see if I'll definitely fit it in there. I want to make it as detailed as I can. So we'll see where we go. We're at 10 minutes in, so it is it's all good. Jay Scott says, haha, Contra is one of my favorite games of all time. Did you hear that they redid it with better graphics. It still has like the sideways thing, and they shoot and they as they run, but it's more like the graphics are cleaner, better, more updated. So Funk says more specifically Contra from the NES box cover art by Konami. Who else? Who also made the TMNT arcade game? Oh, I did not know that. Mr. Funk is like he's playing Jeopardy. He's on a different level, which ate too many quarters of mine back in the day. Faux Rio. I agree with the quarter statement, Faux. I had that same problem. I was no good. That's why I lost so many quarters. I'm not a very good video game player. Can you tell us anything about Union of Justice? So Union of Justice, I do have the script. Union of Justice is an Alpha Red crossover team up book that is going to be produced by the creator of Atreidian Justice, Ralph Madrigal. And he asked if he could use our man Alpha Red in the book. And I just asked him to be respectful of the more family-friendly aspects of Alpha Red while Alpha Red is in there. Like, you know, Ralph's story is more PG and PG-13 even, I would say. And so I said, wherever Alpha Red is, if you could make that a family-friendly, no goriness, no sexual innuendo, which I don't think he has. I mean, it's more of a family that has superpowers, and Atreidian Justice is the main protagonist, and he like can gift them powers, and there's a power in the universe called the Sword of Justice, and I don't understand the whole story, to be honest with you. As he reveals it, I understand it a little bit more. It's up to issue number 3. Atreidian Justice is, and so Ralph loves comics, and he loves the crossovers. And so not only is Alpha Red in Union of Justice, but I think there are 4 other Starcross Comics characters in Union of Justice. And they just all have kind of a smaller roles in a bigger story. And when Ralph sent me the script to approve, I only read the Alpha Red part, and it's really cool. They do our boy Alpha Red justice for sure. And so that is being worked on right now, but it's probably not going to be done until early 2026. So that's why, I mean, I didn't think he was going to announce it so soon, honestly. But he couldn't help himself. He gets so excited. Ralph does. So that is, let's switch this. Bam. Get that closer look. So what I'm doing is I'm laying down the thinner line work, just as kind of like placeholders for the thicker lines, where when you're doing the thicker lines, you think a little bit more about line weights. This is, I mean, the best way I can kind of describe it are placeholders for the what I intend to do with the final line work. And it's just like a lot of parallel lines. The cross hatching will come in with the thicker line if I feel like I want like more contrast and depth. So that's really what it comes down to. Right now, I'm just kind of thinking through how like the fire, the explosions from the tip of the gun are going to affect the rest of the costume and the rest of the figure. Do I care? How much do I care? So sometimes I do regret, like I'll throw down a line and then I'm like, ooh, it'd be cooler if I omitted that line so that the shadow can kind of define that form. But you know, this is a commission sketch day, so we have to give it that energy that we're always looking for, that I'm always looking for. And I don't know why Bebop and Rocksteady only have 3 fingers. I mean, it's 4 fingers. So 3 main fingers and then like a thumb on each hand. Just because the Ninja Turtles had only 3? 4, I mean. No, they only have 3. They only have 3. All right, this is the barrel here. And then you get the explosion. The explosion from the tip of the gun. From the tip of the gun. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you guys mind that I do the fast motion on the pencils? I just want to make sure that the composition comes out the way that I want it to. And you can't always get that doing it live while I'm talking, and then afterward I go, I didn't notice something that I didn't like, and it was too late to start over. Just really gives me time to start over completely if I wanted to, honestly. Contra. Yeah, I've seen people play Contra like the whole way through, never dying. I could never make it the whole way through without the cheat code. Did we all use the cheat code? Did anybody beat the game without the cheat code? Does anybody not know what the cheat code is? You're not a Gen Xer if you don't know what the cheat code is. Who can type in the cheat code first? Who can type it in first? Funk says, so shared universe or multiverse. So in our universe, it's probably more akin to multiverse than shared universe. But I don't mind that it's a shared. Parts of it are shared universe. I just don't want to have to explain. I don't want to have to explain how Atreidian Justice's powers work in Alpha Red's universe. So who would have guessed that Fung was going to be the first one? Up, down, down, left, right, BA. Oh, nope, you forgot the second BA. See, there is a difference because I remember up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. I did not have to do the select or the did Fung get it right? That's not how I remember it. Up, down, down, left, right, BA, start is what I remember. Maybe it's different out in the West Coast and out in St. Louis. Maybe. Anybody want to weigh in? Is that infinite lives or ammo? That is both, sir. That is both. Infinite lives and ammo. I don't remember ammo being limited, to be honest with you. Was that a thing in Contra? I thought it was just straight up if you could live, you you had enough ammo. I remember maybe you picked up a blowtorch and maybe you lobbed some bombs. Am I remembering that right? We're gonna have some shadow going on right there for the explosion. Let me see. Let's go. So Fong was asking Benny, any particular reason you asked for Bebop and Rocksteady commission? And whoop. Let me see. Fong says, oops, missed a second left, right. That's right. Left, right. But I did know that like the BA, I think you could go AB too. You could go AB start. There's no second BA. Okay. It was 40 lives. Oh, I guess I didn't need or come up to the end of the need. Benny says, I really love Bebop and Rocksteady. They can be goofy like the OG cartoon or menacing like the IDW comic. They are loyal to each other. And overall, just really fun characters. That's really it. They're fun. They're cool to look at. It's an awesome design. And they bring some levity. If you lost all your lives and your partner has spare lives, you could steal one by pressing B. Man, that's a lot of ways that they allow you to win there. It's like the grace of God right there. You can keep messing up, and God gives you more and more chances. Jesus is the ultimate cheat code. How about it? Guys? A little bit of Christian faith lesson parable on this Sunday evening. Come on. Is that blasphemy? Is that taking it too far? You let me know. Just trying to encourage you, brother. Jesus is the ultimate cheat code. Benny says, I also remember James mentioned that he had sketched them in his sketchbook while drawing the last Ronin cover. Since then, I had to see his take on them. Fair. Even with the cheat code, I could never beat the game. My man. Well, if you want to see what the end of the game is, you can YouTube. You can search on YouTube, and there are a pair. I think there are a couple. It's a guy and a girl, and they can go straight through the game with no dying, no nothing. And it is something to behold. It takes a couple minutes. It takes like 35, 40 minutes or whatever. But you can speed through it. And it is so fun to watch because of the member berries. I did say, Benny, that I was going to do Bebop and Rocksteady. They are part of my here. This is I always have it kind of handy because I always mean to like jump back in. So this is a hardcover sketch. Like this is an original sketch on a hardcover sketchbook, and I was sketching inside, and I didn't get very far, obviously, but I was sketching out all the poses, who I wanted to sketch. This is Splinter. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's Splinter. I had April O'Neil. I probably will change her. But old Casey Jones. And this is what you were probably talking about. Got the Shredder. And then Bebop and Rocksteady were going to be two of the ones in the back that I had not gotten around to. I was going to do Krang, and then I think I had an extra page even that I couldn't think of another character that I could easily remember as being part of the universe. Yeah, so back to Union of Justice and the connection between the Starcross characters. I remember hearing Eric Larson describe how the Image guys thought of like the crossovers, because I remember Pitt appeared in Cyberforce for like one panel. I don't remember if he did more than one panel, but Eric Larson described it as, an alternate universe. Like they're all alternate universes. Even if they shared one memory, they wouldn't have to follow the continuity over to the next issue if they didn't want to, but they could if they wanted to. So it's just more fun that way. Doesn't have to be tightly connected, but they can operate in their own universes. Like Cerebus showed up in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics. That's what I'd love if Alfred showed up in New York City. Maybe he would meet the Ninja Turtles. Maybe he would meet Spider-Man. Maybe he'd go to Hell's Kitchen and meet Daredevil. Actually have a fan fiction story that I'd like to draw sometime that includes Daredevil. It makes sense. So I wonder if they will ever license them out like John Byrne's X-Men. John Byrne did like an alternate, was it Elsewin is what it's called? So he picks up right where he left off when Chris Claremont and him had not a falling out, but they were button heads, and John Byrne was so popular that and he was plotting a lot of the stories, and so he had a different idea or direction for the X-Men, but Marvel editors chose Chris Claremont over John Byrne and gave John Byrne the Fantastic Four. And so now that John Byrne apparently has all the money in the world, doesn't really need money, he spent like the COVID years coming up with his own alternate X-Men Elsewin storyline. And apparently Tom Brevoort tried to buy it from him to publish through Marvel, and he's pretty tight-lipped about, John Byrne is pretty tight-lipped about how that all went down, but he said something pretty short and curt about so that didn't happen. But it is being published by a different publisher, so they must have worked out some kind of deal where John Byrne got more of what he wanted out of publishing that fan fiction that he was posting for free. Every day he would post at least one page, if not more, because he's so fast. So I'd love to be able to, just for one issue or something, have a crossover so that I could have the opportunity to draw some of my favorite stuff. Would love it. I would. Let me see. I've got just looking over here for some reference some reference. All right, let's see what I missed. Benny says, come on. Benny says, sharing the love of Jesus is always appreciated. Yes, sir. That's what we got to do a little bit more here. That's what we got to do. Just watch people on YouTube beat the game now. They make it look so easy, don't they? Jesus gives eternal life, which is better than infinite lives. Yes. Brother Ernest is in the house. Hello, all. Sorry I'm late. Bebop looking good, James. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So John Byrne Fantastic Four is great. See, we would never have gotten John Byrne Fantastic Four if Marvel editors did not choose Chris Claremont over John Byrne. So, and then now that John Byrne has all the time and money in the world, he just gives us his version of the X-Men anyway. So Funk says, Alpha Red goes to New York, beats Spider-Man, goes up against Mephisto to undo one more day to restore Peter and MJ's marriage. That's the story I want to read. Yes, I can do it. Please, let me do it. I will do what Marvel refuses to do. All right. Let's get Mr. Rocksteady going here. Get him going. Yeah, I gotta go back and read some of those John Byrne FFs. I am jonesing for good stories. Speaking of good stories, nobody chomping on my suggestion for Skin Breakers. Anybody pick up Skin Breakers? I'll show you here. We'll take a break maybe in a little bit, and I'll show you some pages from Skin Breakers. That's Robert Kirkman and David Finch. Apparently, David Finch has been working on it for 8 years, since October of 2017. He took the assignment from Robert Kirkman, and it has taken him this long. He has not worked on anything else, if you can believe it. No other published work. I think maybe some covers. Maybe he did some covers way back when. Yeah, we would not have gotten some John Byrne Fantastic Four without him getting kind of the boot. He got the boot by Marvel editors off of X-Men. So let me see. Benny says, I've got Skin Breaker #1 waiting for me at my local comic shop. I'm excited to check it out. It's so good, bro. John Byrne's Elsewind looks like it hasn't missed a beat, like ripped from the pages of 80s X-Men. Exactly. And apparently you can get it for free. You can just go to his blog or his website where he just posts it on like an old, it looks like old tech. Looks like your old forums that we all used to get on, and before Facebook and all the other social medias kind of perfected this addictive kind of scrolling thing. We used to just go onto the forums and open one of the subjects and continuously have a dialogue about the dumbest stuff for the most important stuff. And so it looked a whole lot like that. I started reading it, and then like I don't like the format. I don't like the format of #1 reading online, reading digital. And then the other hang up I had was that it wasn't intuitive. It wasn't wasn't intuitive for me to, I don't know, get from one page to the next. I don't remember, but I don't think it was an easy flipping of the page. It was not easy. We got, and I'm just using, I never showed you guys the references here, but I just used the toys because they were pretty fire. As a references. Hopefully I can get back in here and do some more line work. Kind of make it look more like a finished piece, which I thought would be fun if I could manage. If I can manage. So another quick announcement, just kind of bragging on my son here. He has a lawn care business and a podcast about being a 20-year-old, well, just a young entrepreneur. He's had his podcast going since since he was 18, so 2 years ago. And PragerU found his podcast, and they came out here to Syracuse and filmed him, and that just dropped on Friday. So if you guys would search PragerU The Hustle, it is the latest episode of The Hustle. And the production value was phenomenal. They must have combed his social media to find some of the pictures that he has. And I am proud to say that yours truly made the cut. They did not talk to me, interview me, nothing, none of that. But they found a picture of my son and I from this spring at a wedding. We're all dressed up, looking sharp. But yeah, if you want to look that up, give it a like, say some encouraging words to the young man. I know that he would appreciate it. All right. This is like another tactical shoulder thing. As far as the Advent project, I got the first versions of them done. I am waiting for the feedback to see if they are approved or if I have to make some adjustments, which I am anticipating having to make some adjustments, but it really is a burden lifted that I was able to get that done on Friday, I believe. I got it done. So that was pretty awesome. Funk says, who publishes Skin Breakers? And Mr. Benny jumps in with an image. It's another Skybound book. Yes, I see Wes from Thinking Critical liked it. Yes. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So good. Ooh, I'm going to watch The Hustle after this. Yes. Such a good production and really good. It's like a commercial for his business, actually. It's fantastic. There's also toys coming out of Bebop, dressed like a grandma and Rocksteady, dressed like a baby. I'm glad you didn't use those. No, sir. No, sir. Congratulations on your son. And, of course, the dad that helped to shape him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, no, he was. No, he's my strong-willed, strong-willed fella. So it's been, it has been and continues to be quite the ride raising that young man. But he is, I couldn't be more proud, for sure. For sure. Shared it out everywhere I could. And at first it was like slow for anybody to really watch it. They dropped it on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm like, why would you do that? Maybe 1 p.m. Eastern. What time is that on the West Coast where PragerU is? Are you 3 hours behind us or are you 4 hours behind us? So it's like either 10 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock over on the West Coast. And, a couple thousand people watched it. But if you look at the other videos that they've already dropped for The Hustle, the first kid, where they dropped his video in May, he's got almost 500,000 views. But his has been around for a long time. But the second person, which is a girl who does hair something, a hair salon, she's got 270 some thousand views. And then the kid who has a painting company, he also has 270,000 some views. So I was worried that my son's episode was just not gonna do well. I don't know. You're just rooting for your kid, Like, please, people watch it. You will be so impressed. But it seems to be picking up. It had 58,000 views before I got on here today. So go watch that after the stream here. All right, here we go. All right. Do I have enough to remind myself of what I want to do here? And we go for another shredder. Benny's already got a shredder coming. I actually did find another shredder sketch cover. So if anybody else is hankering for another shredder commission, just reach out to me. I have an extra. I didn't think that I was afraid that my comic shop was not going to be able to get me one because they accidentally sold the one that I asked for. And so I made it a point to go to another comic store to pick one up to see if I can find one. And lo and behold, there was one there. I picked it up. And then 2 weeks later, my comic shop replaces the one they sold. So I bought it because they asked if I still wanted it. I said yes before I found the other one. Just is what it is. 'Tis fine. I'm sure there will be a Ninja Turtle fan out there. Who will want it. Any good football games? Apparently the Buffalo Bills were 3-0. Buffalo Bills are big around here in in Syracuse. We do not have our own pro team, so the closest one. That, and for whatever reason, the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are like, I don't know, like 5 hours away, and yet they have a very strong fan base around central New York. Go figure. Go figure. So Funk says, we'll pray that your son's business will make it so big you can stop selling insurance and focus on Alpha Red full time. Yeah, I wish. I am praying that your prayers are heard by the God who who can answer that prayer. Patrick Daniel says, absolutely, congrats on your son. They live in such a different world from what we had. Glad he's doing so great. Yeah, he's a go-getter. He's always been a go-getter. Not always easy to raise, but a go-getter because he's so driven. Patrick Daniel says, I spoke to my mom recently. It was her 90th birthday. Well, happy birthday to Mama Daniel. And she said, I said, y'all are having some nice weather up there right now. Today was a beautiful day. It was like 70s, upper 70s. I mean, we're at the end of September, and to have the 70s, upper 70s, such a good day. And I had parking lot duty at church today, so I appreciated it for sure. I appreciated it. So no football talk. I don't really watch, so it's always fun to hear how animated some of my coworkers get. I have some coworkers who live out in Western New York, and they are huge Bills fans. Huge. So that's all I hear about when we get on a phone call. No, thank you. I just don't have the time. I don't have the bandwidth to keep up. Cannot keep up. I got comics to read. Y'all. I don't know if you guys saw the finished version of last week's. So this was available on Etsy. I think it's in the show, the notes, the description. Is that what people say? The description down below. We'll take you to the Etsy listing for last week's Deadpool and Batman. Lots of the drawings from the Sunday night draw stream are still available. Let's see. This is his hands here. Dun, dun, dun. So where would his thumbs be? His thumbs would be out here. His fist would be like that, like so. How did I picture that in my head here? Did not go like I was thinking there. So his other blades go like that, I believe. So this would be the pinky, ring finger, middle finger. Yes, no? Yes. It will be so. It will be so. So that's pinky, ring finger back here, middle finger, index. Index. Funk's 49ers lost to the Jaguars, bro, today, which isn't too surprising. Jags defense is really good, and the Niners have too many injuries. Benny says, I love the Bills simply because if they win, we can wear jeans to work the next day. We got all kinds of businesses that do the same thing around here. You know, like it's $1 off of something somewhere. I think you get something at the local car wash. And I know my son works there, and so he talks about it all the time. Bills do look really good this year. I guess Josh Allen's marriage to Haley Steinfeld is helping him to perform better. I have no idea who those people are. I have no idea. I will trust that their union is bringing us much favor. Us, like I have anything to do with the Buffalo Bills and their success, right? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? As if we did the hard work of all the sprinting they had to do, all the long hours. We won. We stink. We we did nothing but watch them. But it is fun. It is fun to follow along. I wonder how long it would take me to get right back into it. Probably not long. But my wife would have a fit. It is probably one of her least favorite sports just because of how people obsess over it, especially my family, our brothers and sisters. They are gonski for the NFL. Doing a drop shadow there. Just changing the direction because I use that downward motion there for that already. So when I come back in, that will be a different kind of cross hatching. And you just want to keep it consistent so that you don't confuse the viewer, the observer. Of said picture. The sketch cover is making me hope someone out there, the reskins, the Contra game with Bebop and Rocksteady. AI can do amazing things. I wish that I knew how to use AI better, just for the entertainment value of some of the images, because there are very creative people out there who cannot draw, but man, their AI stuff is entertaining. I don't know why. Maybe the stroke of my inking is a little fast. It is not giving me as much ink as I like. So we'll keep it kind of consistent from the other side to come down sideways, although I don't like doing it. I like going with like the light source. The direction of the light source is my preference. But sometimes when you've committed to visually showing the viewer something and you don't want it to be confusing, just kind of got to trust that you made the right call. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. Knuckle, knuckle, knuckle. Waka, waka, waka. All right. I think all the pieces are in place here. I'm going to go back in with a thicker, precise ballpoint ball, rolling ball pen from Pilot. And then we'll finish it off with some brush pen. Finish it off with a brush pen to make it look like more of a finished piece. Well, at least as finished a piece as I can do on a live stream. Like when I'm doing alpha red stuff or stuff that requires a steadier hand or just kind of more thoughtful execution, I definitely stare at the picture more. I just kind of stop, make sure I just take every little piece of the picture, kind of mentally dissect it. Mentally dissect. So that I'm not missing anything major as I go along. Sometimes you get lost in just a small detail when you should have been pulling back and making sure that the big picture makes sense. Funk says, speaking of AI, did you hear about how a convention kicked out someone for selling AI generated artwork? Yeah, that's like it's a weird thing now. I think it's going to go overboard. Like the people who are demanding that no AI stuff is being sold. That's, I mean, I don't want AI to overshadow like hand done work, but there's like AI and all kinds of stuff that we don't know. And I think, I don't know, kicking people out, maybe make them say that, you know, like tell people that it's AI generated. I don't know. And I'm a mixed bag on that. What do you think, Benny? Is it everything you hoped for and more? As usual, James goes above and beyond what I could have hoped for. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Did you know he was going to throw in Shredder for you too? He did not know that. He did not know that. And I did not know I was going to do it until I chose the Contra thing, just as a kind of a cool, I want to have fun too, you know, and I just thought that would allow me to have some fun. And as I was putting in just laying out the composition for that Contra cover has the alien head right in here. And so he did not request it, and I hope he does not like it. Because I was thinking, like, who could I put in there that makes sense? Because there's no aliens that they always fight. They're usually bumbling goofballs, as far as I remember in the cartoon. I do not followed them in the IDW comics. So, according to what Benny has just said, that maybe they are a little bit more serious in the comic. So, it is. It would make sense. It would make sense because the comics are a little bit more. They take themselves a little bit more seriously than the cartoon does. So, if you have Rocksteady and Bebop in the comic, I would imagine they can be pretty violent. But yeah. It's coming out pretty good. Pretty good. So is everybody all settled in, Benny, for the school year? All the parents dropping off their little kiddos. Are they showing up on time, or are they? I can't imagine, like the little ones like you're dealing with. The littles. Kind of intimidated by little kids for whatever reason. They don't know boundaries, I think. They're fun to be around. I just don't, like, in my head, I don't think that I would choose to be around them. I'm fine when I'm around them, though. Our neighbors have two boys. And the one is more talkative than the other. But every single time he sees you, hi, hey, how you doing? You get random stories. We're doing this. School in New York is so weird. They start so late. They stay so late. I was talking to another teacher today. I was sharing parking lot duties with the math teacher. We were talking about federal holidays and what days they get off. And he mentioned Juneteenth. And I was like, what in the world? You're still going to school during Juneteenth? Like, yeah, all the way to the end of June. Like, that is brutal. In Pennsylvania, it was like the first week of June, maybe. They would build in some snow days, and if you didn't take the snow days, you would get out a couple days early. And if you were a senior in high school, boy, you would get out a week before that. Oh, it was amazing. I used to love that. I used to love the thought of that. So Benny says, all I asked for was Bebop and Rocksteady. The Contra reference and and including the Shredder are all from James. Yep, I apologize if you don't like it. I was just trying to have fun. Benny, when you display this, you should put the Contra reference image next to it. Yes. This cover is definitely fun and high energy. Yes, A+. Fong, I'm unfortunately running out of display room. Time to buy a bigger house, my man. Hey, Fong's full of good ideas. He is. The wife is pretty gracious about my comic art display in the bedroom. I don't want to push my luck. Nice. Happy wife equals happy life. Faux show. Truer words never uttered, my friends. Truer words have never been uttered. right. So we're gonna. I forgot about the bullet belt here. I thought we were gonna be able to jump to Rocksteady. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Not yet. Got his shoulder over here to do yet. Tracing it with the, outlining it with a little bit. With the bigger pen. Bigger pen. You guys ready for work? Tomorrow, I had somebody from the home office come out for a visit at the end of this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it was, I mean, she was fine. Everything went very well. But like when you are like on, when you are just with somebody like all day, and it's just like kind of one-on-one, and then we go and visit with the clients, then we get in the car and then travel for hours together. And there was no shortage of conversation, but like it's mentally exhausting when you don't know each other very well. Mentally exhausting. So, but I am behind on work because of all the traveling. So I'm not looking forward to this week. I don't think I have any big projects this week outside of another church asked me to do more artwork for their youth ministry. And apparently I agreed to it like a bazillion years ago, and they're counting on it. So I was hoping to get back to Alpha Red, and I'm going to, but with a caveat of a different distraction happening at the same time. This one is not as time sensitive as the Advent project was, but I'm also still waiting for that shoe to drop. How many revisions will I have to make? They have not signaled any approval or displeasure of the drawings that I sent. So it would be a miracle, a Christmas miracle, if they said, "You're all good, here's the check." That would be amazing. I'm not counting on that, though. Not gonna count on it. All right. We are getting there. Getting there. Getting there. I'm excited for Rook Exodus coming out also. I believe that's either next week or not this week coming up. I don't think. I'll have to check Instagram. Because what's his name? The artist I follow him on Instagram, and he's been posting up a storm, which is awesome. I wish more creators would kind of hype up their projects. I saw that Jorge Jimenez, he's been out there kind of flexing the original art on Batman #1, and he just seems just genuinely grateful for the opportunity to do Batman, and just you just want to root for guys who appreciate the opportunities they have. All right. Can I head up to Mr. Shreddar? We will. So as I go through like things that have patterns or repetition, I'll go and do all of the same motion, all the ones that have the same motion, so that you can keep it more consistent. It's a little. See, whenever I was doing these blades, where I was just going, it's the same motion, same length of blade, and in the same general direction. And then as I come down to this other blade, it's slightly different. So you're doing just, I don't know if that makes sense or if it's even noticeable, but I find that it helps me to keep the lines feeling a little bit more consistent when you're trying to keep it consistent. You have something that's symmetrical, or I guess symmetrical is the best word. Jason Fabach, that's it. That's his name. Funk says, I came back from vacation this past Wednesday, and I'm still trying to catch up. Too many work emails. Emails are the bane of my existence, I think. Any chance you can help make a plug for Ancients? Kickstarter ends on Wednesday and still needs 20K to get fully back. Oh my. So Ancients is on Kickstarter. What's his name? Howard Chang was his name. Howard Chang is he's a Christian, and he developed the designs for the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys. So, and last I checked, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys are like legendary, like in the history books wise. They are some of the most sold toys of all time. So the man knows what he's doing. So he started a series of like ancient robots, right, Fung? Ancient robots, or robots based on biblical characters, I want to say. It's been a while since I jumped on there and looked at his campaign, but maybe we'll jump on there when we get this done here. We are nearing the end. We'll go through and do the brush pen, and but Brother Benny has a Rook Exodus coming So that will be next week's. And I hope that coincides with Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok's release of Rook Exodus, which was a surprising. It was a surprise to me how well that, how good that comic was. So if you're not on board with Rook Exodus and you've got room from your pull box because you're dropping a less worthy book, I would say Rook Exodus. There's already 6 issues out there. So I say you could get a lot of good reading in, methinks. And I hope there's not as big a break between any of it, you know. I do want Jason Fabok to draw them all, for sure. Like I would rather wait and have him draw all of them than have them come out like monthly or whatever. I'd rather a break, but I think it's been like 8 or 9 months since issue number 6 came out. So I am chomping at the bit for some Rook Exodus. Some Rook Exodus. This is not as finished as I had imagined in my head. It still looks more sketchy than I was picturing, but hopefully Brother Benny doesn't mind as I wind down here. It's getting there. So like when you're doing the inking here, like notice I'm just inking the one side of the chain to thicken that line so that it appears like a shadow is being cast. If you just put the emphasis on this back thing, it just kind of creates like the illusion of a shadow dropping. So right there, just put it all on the bottom, wherever the light from the gun would cast a shadow against, like on the opposite side of where the light would be coming from, is the idea. It's the idea. Kabamski. We're getting there. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? $9.20. Yeah, don't forget about my son's video, guys, on The Hustle. PragerU, just type in PragerU The Hustle, and it'll come up with that playlist for that series. And if you could shoot him some encouraging words, I'm sure he would appreciate it. And the part that I make it into his feature there is that we split a lawnmower. So when he was 14, to start off his business, we split a $300 lawnmower with the understanding that he was going to mow my lawn as well as use the lawnmower to make money. And it was just a push mower, little red Briggs and Stratton engine thing. But in the video, they have this nice zero turn as if I helped him pay for like his first zero turn cost $5,000 and he was 16. So he bought a truck for, gosh, I want to say 26,000. That sounds like too much. He had 26,000. Bought, I don't know how much he bought the truck for. But he was working at the local grocery store while he was mowing grass. He hired his brother to mow grass on days that he had to work, which his brother appreciated because his brother had no other way to make money. So it's funny to see when they show a picture of me and him that they had this fake AI generated zero turn. Funny. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it. We're gonna pop over to Kickstarter here for you guys to check out Ancients. I don't know what you get. I think you get the robots, right? Let me jump. Let's jump. Let's turn this on. Let's turn this on. Let's see if I can get there. Let me see what you guys are seeing. Help our brother Howard out here. Let's see, you guys still looking at? Okay, you guys look at that while I pull up Howard's Kickstarter here. Kickstarter. And we'll pull up Ancients with a Z. Ancients with a Z. I hate. Let me see. Ancient. There we go. Let's jump over here. Kabamski and switch what I'm showing you here. I'm gonna take this guy off. You're gonna look at my big head. Stop sharing that. And share this other screen. Window. Kabamski, maybe? Did it switch? Switcheroonie? There we go. Let's pull this window down here so I can see a little bit. There we go. So yeah, I'm not gonna show the video, but this is what Fong's talking about. Howard did reach out to me. Seems like a really nice guy. He didn't ask me to promote it or anything, but you know. So you get like you can buy like the whole set here. I don't know if you guys can see. You see? Yeah, it looks like you can. But yeah, little QT thingies. You can hang them on your backpack and all that cool stuff. All right, guys, I am gonna call it a night. Let me see if I can jump over here. All right, guys, thank you. Let me see if I missed anything. Okay. Thank you for hanging out again, as always, on a Sunday evening, ending the week with me and preparing your minds for the week ahead. Guys, thank you so much. As usual, head over to Etsy, pick up some of this stuff. You can still pick up. If you still like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is still available. All kinds of cool stuff I'm going to be putting on there. I've got a blank one. I got a blank Batman #1. I don't know if you are allowed to to order it, but I picked it up with the thought that you might want to. But yeah, hang on. Look at the size of this. If you're getting Skin Breakers, one of the options is this Treasury Edition. I recommend the Treasury Edition. I do have the smaller version, the Skin Breakers. This is the normal comic. This is the Treasury Edition. Holy smokes. It's that much more impactful. The bigger version. I've read it now 3 or 4 times. So it's a great story and great artwork. Guys, as always, I just want to say thank you. I'm going to turn off the music first and then put that and then bid you adieu until next week. Grace and peace. And we are out.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.